Now, this is an expense report sheet. This is not a cash flow sheet. This is just a simple document that's going to allow you to track your business expenses month to month here, and it'll be a add up total business expenses for the year. A lot of times, you're going to have to hold on to receipts still, whether you store them electronically or in paper still. I like to keep everything organized. I have a bin at, at the clinic that my front desk, whenever we order things, she just prints out the receipt and copies it and puts it in there, and I store it in every quarter. I have a bin that I kind of store them in folders and stuff like that still. But whether you want to scan them and store them electronically, or whether you print them out, if you ever get audited, you have to be able to show your business expenses. But this is a simple form. You're just starting out. It's an easy form that you can use to track all of your business expenses. So let's go over some of these. These are examples of what I use currently. And then there's plenty of spaces down here that you could add in some other business expenses. Like a perfect example is if you travel and you're a mobile clinic, and you're driving to patients' houses, you can work with your CPA. Is my car a business expense? Is gas? Is mileage a deduction? Is insurance a deduction? What things can you use as a business expense here as a mobile practice versus a brick and mortar one? Okay, work with your CPA and ask them, what can I add in, or what counts as a business expense given your business model? So advertising and marketing budget goes here. Con ed, again, you shouldn't be paying out of your own personal pocket for that. Let the business pay for your con ed. As a general rule, we pay $1,000 for every physical therapist in our clinic for that. Charitable contributions, how do you give back? Internet security, that's something to kind of look into, and not just internet security. We're a brick and mortar clinic. We also have a security system that also does it too. So we're storing, our online stuff and our cloud stuff, and the computers are all making sure that they're secure with, BitLocker. Plus, we also make sure that our internet is, going over the HIPAA security and privacy stuff. I go into details of what I do, but anyway, there's a internet security expense and there's a physical security expense that every month that we have to pay for. Credit card processing fees, care credit fees also. When someone comes to us and we know that we can get them better, but they can't afford it, excuse me, we offer care credit to them so they can finance it and still be able to get the services that they want. They do take a fee out of it, but then the patient gets what they want. Care credit gets what they want, and we get paid in 2 days. That's a business expense. Are you covering any APTA dues? As a business owner, you want the APTA and your state organization to stand up and make sure that you protect your Practice Act. So whether you agree with them or not, it's still important to be a member, so we can lobby and make sure that we keep our Practice Act and get other things like direct access, needling, and stuff like that. So again, that's a business expense. We have a renter's insurance policy because I am a brick and mortar location and I'm currently paying rent. So what happens if the building burns down? The building's covered because of the owner, but what about all the equipment I have? What about the computers, the equipment, the tables, everything? So we have a renter's insurance policy. Liability insurance is professional and general. That's a business expense. Again, professional protects you practicing physical therapy. If someone tries to sue you or you injure someone. General, what happens if someone falls in the parking lot and tries to sue you? You have to have insurance to make sure that you're covered with that. This is interesting. With a mobile practice, you need to make sure that you are covered with this. If you get into an accident or you injure someone, make sure that you are covered from a business standpoint and a personal standpoint. Workman's comp coverage, you don't have to worry about that right now unless you have more than 4 employees, depending on your state stuff. Physical therapy equipment, office expenses, facility operating supplies. Office expenses are printers, computers, pens, etc., and stuff. But anything that we use around the office, facility expenses. We are brick and mortar, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, paper towels, et cetera, and stuff like that. Legal fees, permits, you could even put your CPA fee here. Also, if you're to consult with a lawyer or a CPA, any consultation fees go here. Permits, you'll have some permits with having a business in your state and county area that you'll have to pay, business receipt taxes and stuff like that. Cleaning services, we get the facility cleaned once a month by a professional organization. That costs money. Linens and towels, we have a service that we have a local place that we run to that we get our stuff that way. Internet, rent, utilities. We offer water, for our staff and patients. So we have a water delivery service. Paychecks does our payroll. So far, I'm perfectly happy with them, but they do have a service fee. Happens with that. Telephone, again, pursuits ran through a cell phone. So we keep all, this is also a camera and phone too. But we run the company through a cell phone too. So it keeps all the social media, all the camera, all the pictures and testimonials separate from my personal phone. Google and Amazon, we still use Google Workspace for a lot of our stuff. So each PT has a calendar, a G Suite, or like a drive. They also get an email, plus they also get a Google Voice. These are all business expenses, money to fix the website or general website expenses, vehicle expenses. You have to kind of check and see what's the best thing to go there. Health insurance, and then other miscellaneous. So I left some spaces here so you can still add in other things here, but these are an example of things that are my business expenses that has a template right there. You can edit these, change these and whatever, but it's all calculated that it'll add up your expense reports. I would recommend also filling this out at the end of every month so you know exactly how much your business expenses are, and make sure that you're keeping the receipts. So feel free to edit, use this as you want. You should be filling it out at the end of every month. Make sure you're having receipts. And again, this in combo with the P&L statement should be great for you just to send to your CPA at the end of every quarter or at the end of every year. So you track everything and it's all documented, clean, easy, simple, good to go.